What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Wiley Show. How y'all doing? Y'all better come on through. Hello. I'm going to get this countdown one more time. Yeah. What's up, you guys? I gotta talk about the one and only Tasha K interview. Everybody, from my mama, from my sister, everybody. Actually, my sister said, these were her words. She said, you better leave Tasha K alone. She's a wino. So everybody was talking about, are you gonna cover, Tasha K interviewing Miss Shirley Strawberry husband, Mistress? Are you going to cover this interview? Everybody was talking about it. My connect was telling me, you got to talk about it. And so apparently we tried to secretly listen to the interview on Stationhead, and Tasha K said she was going to sue me if I proceeded to play her content on Stationhead. So somebody else were playing her content on YouTube. They had a secret YouTube channel where they played it, and I'm not going to give that YouTube channel any clout, but they were playing Tasha K content who had about 1,500 people in the live chat watching it on TashaKLive.com. They were literally streaming it and watching it. So I personally, and she only came after me, and we only had 30 people listening. Why don't you go after the channel that had about 15 to 2,000 people watching? Why you ain't going after them? But you coming out a little old while. Anyway, so we couldn't let y'all listen to the interview. So I had to go and listen to it for myself. Now, Tasha K is dealing with a lot of people doing bootleg or whatever. And I said, okay, cool. I'm going to watch it. She banned me from the site, but I got about 5 different people allowing me to use their accounts to watch this particular interview. Now, here we go. It opens up with her interviewing Miss Shirley Strawberry, husband, Mistress. And the interview itself, when she was talking, maybe about the 4 or 5 minutes into the interview, Ernesto called. And he called her. He said, well, Ernesto called, and she missed the call. He said he'll call back. So Ernesto called, and they got on the phone, and Tasha K started interviewing him. Tasha K kept trying to ask him about the child pedo, the animals, and different stuff. And the woman said, listen, he can't answer questions about his case because it's an open case, and this is being recorded. So Ernesto was correct. You don't talk about an open case with media because that's being recorded. Anything you say on that recording will be used against you. People have went down, got arrested, have gotten charged because some have admitted to the crime on the recordings. It's being recorded, and it's open season for that DA. They don't have to subpoena those records. Those are public records that it could be used against you. It says it actually on the recording. Now, Ernesto get on the phone with Tasha, and Tasha kept trying to press him about the case. And he said, listen, you don't understand. I can't talk about this over case. Well, are you cheating on your wife? She said, listen, no, this is not my mistress. She's my friend or whatever. So Ernesto, he gets off the phone. He was talking about the different bloggers or whatever. So this particular woman that you see on the screen here with the white and black type of jacket, she was on there with Tasha K, and Tasha K kept saying, well, are you on the relationship? She said, no, we are friends. We met about 4 or 5 times. I almost lost my life. I was recovering from a womb from Pow Pow. She got Pow Pow back in the 90s, and she's recovering from a womb. She said, oh, so you was recently Pow Pow? No, this happened back in the 90s. And she was talking about Ernesto, I'm going to call him Ernesto. She was saying, well, are you dating him? She said, no, I'm not dating. Ernesto is my friend. We're not dating. We're not in love. We're not screwing. He's my friend. We'll be on the phone for about 5 or 10 minutes. And she immediately said, okay, well, let's go on the phone. Oh, you screwing him? She said, no, I'm not screwing this man. Well, what about Miss Shirley Strawberry? I didn't even know he was married until later on, because we never talked about the marriage. Oh, so, well, then Tasha K said, well, I think he's running a whole empire, and you're helping him commit crimes with selling RVs and different. And she said, no, we talked about RVs, but we're not selling RVs. So Tasha K did not have all the charges. She didn't care nothing about the indictment. She just went on what bloggers said. She said, no, he was charged. And she broke down the charges of the pedo charges, the animal charges. And she said with the pedo charge, it was apparently an old laptop, she said, that the guy got, Shirley Strawberry husband got. And on that laptop, it had some pictures of children with no clothes on and one with an animal. And so they used that to charge him with that. But she said those charges only came because they really want this man. The police department in that little area, that little county, they really want the man. And his lawyer said, whoever you pissed off wants you. And I kept saying that he's not really the target. The embarrassment, the target is Steve. So whoever wants Steve, they're coming after Shirley Strawberry husband. So, because I said that before and people don't want to believe me. Somebody is conjuring up charges and they're trying their best to screw this man over. Now, for me, she was talking about this man got an old laptop and it's from the pawn shop, whatever. And on that particular laptop, they found some pictures. And they said some pictures, but the question would be, okay, when were these pictures installed? Who took those pictures? So that's what a good attorney would come up with and all that good stuff. But they're saying that he was in possession of that, not that he slept with a person and all that type of stuff. No, they're talking about the picture. Now, this is according to the mistress or his friend. I'm going to say friend. And you know what? I believe she's the friend. I don't believe she's the mistress. And she said something so powerful. She said, if you're in jail, you would want somebody to be your advocate. And because he's older, he's under a lot of stress. So if somebody can make your life easier on the outside, then go ahead. If somebody want to send lingerie, okay, whatever. To keep his mind off of the mess he's in, I said, that's a good friend to have. I would love, if I were in jail, I would love to have a friend that send me some pictures so me to be able to get my mind off of what I'm going through. So, but I don't know. I can't say they did the nasty or did not do the nasty. My thing is that woman was given the details of the case. I didn't look at the case. We're only going by the bloggers, and none of the bloggers is really pulling their indictments, went to the courthouse, getting the court documents. They're all making assumptions. Even Chronicle Speed lied and said this man have weapons charges. She just blatantly just out here lying. And then they threw Chronicle Speaks under the bus because she get up there lying, talking about it's a first wife, and the first wife was married. Well, according to the mistress, she said, or the friend, she said, well, it's no first wife. We don't know if this lady, and the blogger lied because we reached out to his oldest daughter and she talked to the mom, and the mom don't know anything about the internet. So they were literally throwing out Chronicle Speaks under the bus. Then Chronicle Speaks, she go live. She felt offended that Tasha K is trying to drag her, and she felt offended. So she immediately goes to her channel and say, well, it was a lady that took a picture of a marriage license and only 2 people got this marriage license, and that will be Ernesto or the first wife. So, but the friend said, no, he's not been married to this woman. This woman don't know who this blogger is. She didn't do no communication. So it's a whole lot of flaky stuff going on. But according to the friend, she said he's not been married to that woman, that the blog is lying. They're making this false fake news. They're dragging me. At first, they had the wrong mistress. Then they said it was somebody else. Then they found my pictures and put my loved ones' pictures up on there. So everybody's just dragging it. And she said that, do you think Shirley Strawberry left her husband because of Steve? The woman said, the friend that did interview Tasha, she said, I believe Shirley Strawberry left because of her job. Because of her job. Miss Sonia, she said, because of her job, Shirley Strawberry said, listen, I got to let you go. Because you're messing up my money, you're messing up my brand, you messing up everything. Because when the recording came out, it was targeting Steve. Everything was about Steve. We don't care nothing about, Ernesto, Ernest, whatever his name is. We don't care nothing about him. We don't care nothing about Shirley Strawberry. We care about Steve. He's a celebrity. And they're using these pawns to go after Steve. Somebody Steve pissed off that's putting these recordings out, making these charges on this man. And I don't know if these charges are going to stick. If her narrative is correct, if he got an old laptop, my question is, when was those pictures taken and when were it downloaded? Because if those pictures were taken in the early 2000s and you purchased that laptop maybe in 2020, then you didn't take those pictures. It's impossible. So my thing is, who was the other owners? That's reasonable doubt there, that you have a laptop, a used laptop, an old school laptop from the pawn shop that you purchased, old school, and it has some stuff on this particular hard drive. How do you know if this the man that did it? So it's a lot. And then how do we know if that person is a child? So it's a lot of questions. What the lady was saying about is, like, the picture's not really clear, but they assumed that it was a 10-year-old child. So we seeing all of this drama, and I'm really getting in my head. I'm like, okay, girl, this is a lot. But of course, I didn't keep up with the case, so I'm only going by what Chronicle speaks. Clearly, she's not keeping up with the case because she got half of her details wrong. And Tasha damn sure didn't keep up with the case. She didn't know nothing. And Tasha was offended with the lady because she was like, you don't know any details about the case. And she don't know. She was like, well, some bloggers are reading it. And she was like, and so I guess Tasha was pissed. So she went on her page and she brought a YouTuber, not Chronicle Speaks. She brought another YouTuber that have read the court documents. But Tasha, you should have read the court documents before you interviewed the lady. It's like she tried to bring it up and, she was bringing it up, but you didn't read none of the court documents. She didn't bring up none. And then Tasha K was distracted in the interview because she telling Jasmine to bring somebody in. That was ghetto. Why do we have to see you calling Jasmine? Bring somebody in the office, then you on there texting. Girl, that should have happened outside the interview because Tasha K was clearly distracted. The lady was spilling tea, and Tasha K was so distracted, she couldn't even remember what she said because she up there trying to communicate with a guest. You understand what I'm saying? So she was getting information, and it wasn't factual because Chronicle Speaks, she put about 4 to 5 lies about Shirley Strawberry's husband that wasn't even true. So how can we even believe that somebody sent you a marriage license because you're going by somebody's name, and that woman can have the same name and marry somebody that with a similar name of Shirley Strawberry's ex-husband or current husband? So how do we believe that what you're telling the truth, Chronicle Speaks, is the truth? Because you had to redact half of your receipts because it was all lies. It was all lies. It's like y'all was Googling that person's name, and it was like, oh, this, he got weapons. Oh, this is him. But anybody can bring up my name and find a random Marquise Wiley and say, I did those crimes, when in fact, that ain't me, just because they have the same name. How can you prove that? And so that's crazy how people just go on the internet. I remember I was in the B sector and somebody said, you know, Wiley, you had an eviction. You got evicted in Fort Worth. I said, no, I did not. But just somebody have my same name and got evicted, that's not me. But people go on the internet and they think, okay, investigating, okay, we just pull their name up. Okay, it got to be them. No, it's plenty people with that name. Just there's plenty of people with your name. So if somebody just put a random person and put your name in the system and just pull up some charges, but is it you? Did you do that? Is it you, or is it another person with a similar name? So it to me, when I was watching this interview, I immediately started taking these notes and I said, oh my gosh, like either this lady is telling the truth or he's not telling the truth. And I'm talking about this the friend. Everybody want to call her the mistress, but she said she's not the mistress. She said that she liked younger guys. I believe that she's a friend of Shirley Strawberry husband. They're cool. I don't think they're screwing. I don't think they had time enough to screw. I think eventually they may screw, but I think that she wanted to be a part of this because maybe she just felt like, oh, he cared about me when I was in the hospital, when I was losing weight, when I was recovering from my injury from when I was attacked back in the 90s. And he was there for me. So I owe him this respect and loyalty because we are friends. He called me every day. And so then he stopped calling me, and that's when she found out that, okay, he's in jail. But as a point of it all, I'm glad that a black man, if he's innocent, because he's innocent to proven guilty, number one. And if he has somebody like this black woman on the outside, at least facilitating and helping him with his case, I think that's great. But if he is guilty, then he needs to serve his time under the jail. But at least in our system, we have a right to say he's innocent until proven guilty because he's been accused of these things. And the state is going to have to prove this beyond a reasonable doubt. They're going to have to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt in order for us to automatically assume that what they're doing is right or wrong. But they're going to have to prove this beyond a reasonable doubt. But I don't believe that, you know, Tasha K, someone said that she's the next Oprah. No, she's not. Because she don't do her research. And her research team, they're watching other bloggers. They're not going to the courthouse and getting something. That's pure laziness. It's no different than me reporting on other YouTubers, right? And Tasha K have her people. They just watching the YouTubers. Until she get people that go on the court system, getting the court documents, going in the courthouse, getting things that's not privy to us, that we're getting behind the scenes. Okay, then we can say she's the next Oprah. She's getting information from other YouTubers and bringing the information to her page and bringing all of that type of stuff. So that's what you're getting. Obviously, she's getting half-baked information because the information is not thoroughly well researched. It's not. It's hearsay at best. And Tasha K felt guilty that the woman was like, no, he's not charged with any of that stuff. Because she said, oh, he's charged with bestiality. No, he's not charged with bestiality. That's not a charge. So she was like, oh, it's not? Well, that's what they're reporting. You're reading gossip. You're not reporting facts. You're reading gossip. And she was so shocked when the lady was like, hold on. He have not been charged with bestiality. You're reading gossip. Girl, we're not talking about what the gossip. I'm giving you the facts. Because this woman in the courtroom, she's talking to the man that's been accused of this. She's talking to his legal team. So obviously we should at least give her the right to tell the story. But Tasha K tried to, and then Tasha K got pissed and said, well, I think they're just tricking on him. He used those women. It's Rico. He's using those women, and you're doing it with him. And then she accused the lady of a crime with no evidence, with no type of evidence. Because Tasha K was mad that she was ill prepared for the interview. So then she started to accuse the lady of a crime. The lady have not been charged. She have not been convicted of nothing, charged, arrested, fingerprint, or nothing. So Tasha K, obviously with this particular story, she did not do her research. She came to the story at the end, flew the lady in, paid for a hotel, paid for a car service, and she lied and say, I don't pay people. Yes, you do. They don't just pay for your own flight, hotel, and you give them money on the side. Stop lying. Can you finally admit what we all knew, that you pay people to come to your studio and you give the money on the side? Stop saying you don't pay, because you lying to the audience. Stop lying. Stop saying to the people that you don't pay people to come on your show. You do pay people to come on your show. Just admit it. The people ain't coming on their free will. Most of these celebrities are not doing free interviews no more. Once Vlad TV was paying people $15,000 to $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 to come on his show, they stopped doing free interviews. Now, when you try to go back and interview Diddy, his former bodyguards, they all got a price. We reached out to one of his former bodyguards, the fat, crusty one. Oh my God, it went on Storm Road. He sent me back an invoice, said he would come on for $8,000. $8,000. And then if you want a 2-hour interview, that's about $10,000. And then I have to give him a $5,000 50% deposit for him to put it on his calendar. So they're charging for interviews now. You reach out, they're charging. And then when you don't get a response, then when you go to them same emails and you put a price and say, hey, I'm the producer of the Wiley Show. We want to interview your client, and we're willing to pay your client $4,000 to come on the show. When we start sending those type of emails back, 10 or 12 emails of when can we get the deposit? This is their availability. Communication is clear. Do you hear me? So it's clear as that. So now let me, okay. Okay. I get it now. I crystal clear get it. Okay. So when that happened, I said, this is clear that you, in order to get the skin in the game, you have to pay. Now, you do have some celebrities, when they're getting slighted or embarrassed by Tasha, they'll go to her ops and do an interview. Just for that one time. They're going to ops to do an interview. They're going to cuss. Then you can't even monetize, so it's a waste. But how many times can you get lucky with Tasha K ops coming on your show? But if you want to sell it to Tasha K, a lot of these bloggers, they're going to, instead of buying them Gucci and Balenciaga boots, they're going to have to start paying for interviews, because Tasha K is doing exactly that. She's running the entire operation, flying them out, giving them dinner, buying them clothes, buying them shoes, buying them what they like to get them to sit down. That's how she's ahead of the game. They're not coming on her show, oh, we love you so much. No. Vlad TV have changed the entire game. Once she started dangling money to these black celebrities, guess what? When they come to us, they're going to have to pay. And in order to compete with that, you're going to have to pay. And she got the money because she's doing it on her paid wall. She got the money to give to the people. We still don't know how much money she's making for her app. That's private. She don't put the amount of money that she's making on the app. She don't even add that as an asset. We don't know. It just poof, we don't know. We know you got to pay the $12.99. We don't know how many people are paying the $12.99. She keep that completely secret. It's not a public traded company. It is a secret company. It's a secret entity where we don't know as the public. Nobody have cracked that, who the owner and how much money is being distributed out of that account. Now, we do know that she's paying some employees by word of mouth. We do know that. We still don't know how much she's making from the app. It got to be a lot of it. It have to be. I just think it's a lot of money that is enough for her to buy guests and pay for staffing, to pay for payroll. So when it comes to this particular episode with Shirley Strawberry and them talking about these charges, we gotta keep up what is going on in that courtroom. And I think a lot of people rush the game. Like Chronicle speaks, she rushed and she got half of it wrong, because she had to come out and redact half of her receipts because it was all BS. You just blatantly lied. Because everybody said they're against Tasha K, that they don't lie, but you have to compete. So maybe a previous story, maybe you would have triple checked, but now you're just going to put it out there. And you put it out there. Yeah, you can redact it now, but you put the lie out. So, and didn't care about it. Just put it out there and then, oh, okay. And once you got exposed to being a liar, oh, let me redact it to show people I have some integrity. No, the integrity should be, you should have triple checked before you put the stuff out. But you didn't. You saw a name, it was his name, spelled the same. Oh, he must have did it. I'm gonna put the receipts out. So that's like when it came to that, I said, okay. Then that's why she was upset because now she's being proven to be another lie because either A, they're lying or Chronicle Speaks is lying. But she have already came out as being a liar because she had to reject half of her receipts. She had to reject half of her receipts. Okay? Half of those receipts that she had to reject. But did I give this interview 5 stars? I give it 5 stars because she interviewed somebody in jail. And this is a high-profile topic. So I give Tasha K credit. And she was like, give me the phone. Hey, Ernesto, what's going on, baby? You in jail. Give me the tea. So I did give her credit because she did get on the phone with bruh. And she asked him. And he was like, I'm not an F word. I'm not an S word. Because a comedian said the guy he got a high-pitched voice, he talked feminine, he's getting screwed. And that's such a lie. Can we please nip that in the bud? Do you know how many guys I have screwed that had a deep voice that sounded like Barry White and they're getting their back blown out? And I've met dudes with a high-pitched voice don't even deal with men. They deal with females. They screw females. So what can we just please just stop? That is such an outdated thing about a voice. I've dated so many dudes, voice so deep, make the bedroom shake of their voice. Deep vibration, and again, they back blown in by another man. So just because how hard, just because your underwear smell like Black Miles, you showing your underwear, got your pants hanging down to your kneecaps. That doesn't make you that you just straight. I just want y'all to know that because people just think it's about the voice. If that's the case, then DL men will never be exposed because most DL men got a deep voice. A lot of DL men, their voice talk regularly, you won't know. But you gotta know to know. You gotta know to know. But let's not just talk about the voice. Stop with that BS. Your husband's voice can be so deep. Hey, baby, what you doing, baby? You got that baby. I want some baby. And they get that dog blown in. Man, about that voice. I mean, you think they're a man. You think they're an alpha. They get that back blown in. So it doesn't matter. I just want to make that crystal clear because some of y'all just go by the voice. Okay. Just because you think your man's voice is deep and make you moist because it's deep, and getting them cheeks mashed inches, he can take it better than you. And you gotta hold it down there. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep it all the way clear. All right, you can't even take it like that and ride it like that. He ride like that with no problem. You be in pain. I'll take it out. He is taking it. Anyway, I just keep that. Let me just keep that all the way a stat. So back to my point. So he was in answer to those allegations and said he don't like men, he like women. They just automatically say because it's his voice. He got a nice voice. What's the problem with his voice? I just think that's the piece that we talk about. And it's extremely outdated just going by somebody's voice. Even with me saying that, I know when a person is living a down low life. I consistently, because I've been in the community so long, so you know it. It's like a magnet. It's a look. It's the breathing. It's a look. Mainly like the look. It's the attributes. You can tell. You can feel it. You can feel it. It's a feeling. And I haven't. So, because I've been in it for so long. And so I've screwed a lot of men that had wives. So I know it. It's like that. It's easy. I know the ones in the gym. I can tell by the eyesight. I can tell. Okay. But when it comes to Shirley Strawberry, I felt like she was like, listen, bro, you got charges like that. And I will tell this about her husband. He said it was no issues in the marriage until I got arrested. Then all the issues came up. Well, yeah. You got to understand, Shirley got to worry about her career. This woman is in her 70s, right? She's a 70-some-year-old woman. And, and she about to be 80 in a couple of more years. She got more years behind her than in front of her. So she's not about to mess up and put all her peas in a bag for a man that's in jail. Okay? She's almost in her 70s. She's 60, she'll be 70 next year. 70. In 10 years, she's going to be 80. So she's not about to mess up the bag for her husband. If Steve called and said, hey, Shirley, end that, she's going to end it. Because the piece about it is, the what really got the girls talking is when she started talking about Steve Harvey's wife. And then they started talking about Steve Harvey. Oh my gosh, when he walked up them stairs, he was so out of breath. And it wasn't no bad thing. She just regular talking. I didn't feel bad for her because how many people have talked about their bosses? But I don't think she would have known that those recordings would have been out there for public consumption. Because we all talk about our bosses. We just don't think that that's being recorded and being leaked. Do you hear me? Okay? And she's already on the clearance rack because she's 69. Them eggs is dust and scrambled. Okay? And so once them phone calls came out, and Steve was like, listen, you got to let them go. You talk about me. It's all kind of shaky in the studio, and you got to let that go. Because she's 69. Ain't nobody going to try to date no 69-year-old woman. Absolutely not. Ain't trying to date no 69-year-old woman. Okay? No. Especially a 69-year-old ain't all that. Now, she was 69 with billions in the bank, then she going to get her a young stallion like myself. But you 69 and all that, and on your way out of it, you ain't getting no top of the line, man. Let's keep that all the way a stack. So I just had to put that out there. Now, I don't know if anybody wants to call in and have something to say. Sure, they said Shirley too old. It's a lot of women too old for a lot of foolishness, but they get penalized because, again, they allow somebody to go in them cobwebs to that bottom of that yoni with all them wrinkles and gray hair, and they immediately fall in love. And they fall in love because he hit that spot. You know what I'm saying? He made sure all that dust, he made sure some juices come out of there. And you automatically said, hey, I'm in love. And I can't stop. Because it kept flowing and flowing and flowing. The juices kept flowing and flowing and flowing. And because of that, why can I stop? I can't stop because the juices started to flow. Do you hear what I'm saying? The juices started to flow. And so when the juices started to flow, there's no need to stop it. It's too gushy. Talk back to me in this chat. So when that happened, it was nothing that she can do to stop it because he made that old bones jerk and felt good down there. And so she threw all common sense out the window because he finally made this hose squirt. Because I wasn't squirting at one point. It was nothing but dust. Poof, dust. Ashes. Okay? So, and now she finally still got the juices. Okay? And it's coming out. And now she got to do it, and now she's willing to do it, and she ain't there. It's still alive now. It's still baking. Now you got to crank it up to get it hot. But once you crank it up and do the digging and really get into that bottom and really get it, that'll always jerking. So I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it all the way real. I know y'all don't want to hear this because y'all got things to do. Y'all rich, and y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm just keeping it real. And that's why she threw it all out of, she threw it all the comments, and she threw it out the window. Now, she should have done most of her research. And if she didn't, that's on her. Now, I'm going to open up this phone line because I told y'all we was going to review this interview and she went in and she talked about these charges, and she pretty much saying he's been set up, that somebody is after him, and they're just getting charges and finding and seeing what charges stick, and going in his phone and calling his side pieces, and they all turning against him with drama. Okay, so if anybody want to call in and give their thoughts, you can do so at this appropriate time. That number is 972-674-9462. 972-674-9462. 972-674-9462. If you're calling in, you can do so at this time. Okay, if you're calling, you can do so at this time. 972-674-9462. And again, do anybody feel sorry for Miss Strawberry? Press 1. If you feel sorry for Shirley Strawberry, press 1. If you don't feel sorry for Shirley Strawberry, press 2. If you feel sorry for Shirley Strawberry, press 1. If you don't feel sorry for Shirley Strawberry, press 2. I'm going to say it again. If you feel sorry for Shirley Strawberry, press 1. If you don't feel sorry for Shirley Strawberry, press 2. I want to hear what y'all thoughts at. And if you want to let me know why you don't feel sorry for her, let me know. I want to hear your thought. Why don't you feel sorry for Shirley Strawberry? Because she is a woman. That's just she's old enough to be your grandmother. So why don't you feel sorry for Shirley Strawberry? Understand what I'm saying? Why don't you feel sorry for her as a woman? Because me personally, I don't feel sorry for her because she mismanaged her money trying to keep up with Steve. She's a foolish woman. You know your bag is very limited. So why are you spending money trying to keep up with Steve Harvey when Steve Harvey got millions upon millions? So right then and there, it is foolish. Then another foolish thing is you 69 years old and you got played. I don't like that. 69 women supposed to play other people. They don't supposed to get played. You understand what I'm saying? And her giving advice on that show, it's tainted, but people are still going to call in because people are still desperate to call in and get some advice from you. That's what they know. I had recently had a woman on my show, Queen Barbara, and she's in her 60s. And she called into the show, said she's no longer going to call into the show. And I told her, and I said, you need to take your medicine. And then she finally took her medicine. And then she said, Wiley, I want a man. I said, I hope you get a man, but you're too disobedient. You got to control that schizophrenia first in order for you to get a man. Okay? You can take her and get a man. First of all, you got to get that out your mind. You got to get that under subjection. Get that from under you. Stop being and then you will be able to get you a man. I'm going to say that with you. I'm going to say that point. Whether you want to believe it or not, you got to make sure you get that under control so you can get you a man. And I'm going to say that verbatim because you too. Okay? So you got to get that under control. But once you get that under control, then you can go out there and crank open that old oven to wake it up. Do you hear what I'm saying? And I'm just keeping it all the way real. I'm live. Make sure y'all put the number on the screen here if you want to call in. That is the number, 972-674-9462. Okay? That's just how that goes. They said, why did you do Miss Barbara like that? I didn't do nothing. When you come on this show, you got to be honest. If you've been doing crack, you are a recovering crack addict. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? You are recovering. Do you hear me? Recovering. Meaning that it is a possibility of you going back. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a possibility. And then you, and so on this show, there will be order. And we don't need callers to call in to the show. And the only reason they call in because they banned from other shows because they got a takeover spirit. Do you hear what I'm saying? They got a takeover spirit, and what we do to that spirit, we take it and we rebuke it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then she was so discombobulated, she proceeded to call the wrong number. Do you hear what I'm saying? She proceeded to call the wrong number. And they always find ways to come over at the Wiley Show, and there will be order. Do you understand me, people? You calling me at 70-something years old in the middle of the night. Take your medicine, get that rose to wake up them juices. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here. We always talk mess and all that type of stuff. This is what we do on this show. But you're supposed to be able to get a rose down there and wake that up. To wake up that dust juice and let it be that goosey juices. Talk back to me in the chat. You should have been able to prop up them legs to dig that rose down there. You won't have time to be calling why. But I'm entertaining you. And if you want to be some content and go toe-to-toe with the champion, you're not going to win. And she had that takeover spirit. And I said, you can't take over here. Go create your own entity. Do you hear me? Go get you one of them rolls, put it on the turbo, and let it get the digging. You don't have to worry about all that. A lot of you women, you ain't really getting it in. You need to get it in. Somebody needs to get to know that bottom part of you. Do you want to have all that time to be on the internet, obsessed and lusting after the host? Get your rolls. If you know you wrinkled and it's dusty down there, go and get your rolls, buy one. Or go old school, grease up them fingers and get to work. Because before there was a rose, you got fingers. You got you a wet thumb, use it. Before there was anything of a rose, there's your fingers. So get to digging. So I'm just personally just saying. And then they would say, and you know, because we love watching Tasha K, and I think Tasha K is a beautiful person. She off entertainment. The same does the Wiley Show, but you trying to come over here and take over what I got. I built this. You ain't gonna take it over. Get your dusty tail out of here and get in that rocking chair and read your word or get the digging. Create your own industry. All right? But yet you over here want to take over. Ain't gonna happen. You sure I ain't apologizing nothing. Shut up. Think I'm gonna apologize to somebody got to take over spinning in the head? Please. Then I ain't gonna remember the apology. Why would I apologize to somebody they ain't gonna remember? They living in a world. Right, Tasha K? Talk about, I don't believe that Jaguar. Lady, you cuckoo. You think I believe anything you say out your mouth? Shut up. You know who be calling me. And Miss Barbara, she forgot she used to call me Wiley. I'm auditioning for that job. You ain't gonna get it because you too disrespectful. You got to take over some. Shut up. There will be order. That's why she's single, because again, she don't understand that you can't be taught. When a man talk, shut up. Don't you utter a word. All that overtalk, you ain't gonna overtalk me. You would get a rebuke and kicked out. Because everywhere you go, you get kicked out. They don't bother with you. We already got to kick Tasha K out. We blocked her because she too disrespectful. She took her child and having been a child soldier and lied. Well, children don't really care when you ship them off in a young. They only care when they get older. You lying demon, they do care. Anyway. So when that happened, and I was watching Tasha K broadcast, I said, wow, I love me some Tasha K. Because it was a great interview. It really was. I sat down, I was able to puff pass to myself, and I was able to watch it on a beautiful big screen, and I took my notes. And I was entertained. And I want to say thank you to Tasha K. Now, who watched Tasha K interview and paid the money? Press 1. If you didn't pay the money, drop a wine glass. If you didn't pay the money, drop a wine glass. You didn't pay $1 to watch. You just watched my review. But if you watched it, press 1. You didn't pay $1, didn't pay nothing, didn't go there and watch it, drop a wine glass. If you watched it, press 1. If you paid to watch it, press 1. If you didn't go over there and pay and watch it over there in wine glass, drop a wine glass you didn't pay. Drop a wine glass you didn't pay. Drop a wine glass you didn't pay. You know half of y'all didn't pay. Go on and drop that wine glass. I need to see them wine glass. You know half of y'all didn't pay. Go on and drop that wine glass. You didn't know it, go on and drop that wine glass. Because over here, y'all going to get the news over here that you can use. Okay? Drop that wine glass. Drop it right now. Drop it. There you go. It won't be on YouTube. She said she no longer putting it on YouTube. She said she no longer putting it on you. That's what she said. She said, I'm no longer putting it on YouTube. I'm done doing that. Now, do you believe that? Drop a wine glass if you believe that she never putting it on YouTube ever again. She ain't putting the YouTubes on you. Drop a wine glass if you believe that. Drop it in the chat if you believe that. She ain't gonna never put it on YouTube. Drop a wine glass if you believe that. If you don't believe that, drop an eye emoji. If you don't believe it, drop an eye emoji. Because y'all know Tasha K, when that drop over there, she going to drop it on YouTube. She just sit there and lie. Get away from that door. Drop an eye emoji if you know she ain't going to keep that. She going to drop it on YouTube. Drop an eye emoji. So we already know she going to post it on there. She said that to y'all so y'all can go over there and watch it. Oh, my gosh, it ain't going on YouTube. So I got to go get the app. You know, doggone well, it's going to be right up on YouTube. It's going to be right there. It's going to be right there. All right? So we had to do this, and that's it. We had to do this. Give me a second. Did you just call into the show? Because I'm live right now. Oh, no, I thought you had called us. So that's how I called you back. I didn't know you had called us to the show, but. Oh, okay. Because that's okay. All right, bye-bye. All right. So we thank you all so very much, because if you enjoyed my commentary, thank you. Make sure y'all hit the like button. This is how we grow when you hit the like button. Hit that like button when y'all come up in here. Stop treating me like a side chick show. Hit that like button. Thank you so very much, beautiful people. Hit that like button. Now, don't be talking about why. Did you reach out to Shirley Strawberry? Yes. Did you reach out to Steve Harvey? Yes. Okay. We reached out to all them people. But the question is, will they come on? But we reached out. Okay? We reached out to those people. And that's what thing is. Get away from that door. I'm doing my show quiet on the set. Get away from my door. Don't get by that door quiet on the set. I want quietness. If I stand up, it's going to be some trouble. Back when I rudely interrupted, they get right by this door and they make no complete silence. Hey, you live on the Wiley Show. Hey, can you mute me in the back? Did you mute me in the back? Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, I just wanted to call in real quick and ask you, what do you think the purpose is for somebody to go through all that trouble to literally try to blackmail this man, sell him a computer with like all of these images just to get at Steve Harvey? Does that even sound plausible? Like, does that even sound like something that somebody would actually do?
I believe so. I would have to see how this would go, because you see, unless she's not telling the truth of him getting a laptop, right, old laptop, because again, I wasn't that focused onto the case. I was focused more so on the phone calls. But the man is facing charges. And so I need to get more deeper. I'm going to talk to my colleague, Megan Cuna, to get more details of the case. You know what I mean? Because we're getting details of the phone call, but that's not the case. He's not being charged for having a phone call. He has multiple charges, and I want to know how strong the state case against him. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So, no, I was going to say, yeah, he has multiple charges. And here's another thing. We already know he's a cheater. We already know he had multiple women. Matter of fact, his fake attorney was his lover. They bought a house right next to Shirley and everything. So, like, the whole thing about her just being the friend, too, I don't even believe that. Like, she's lying. No woman is going to spend all this time trying to help a man that's just a friend, even if he had been there back in the day or whatever. And I think at one point she even said to Tasha, because I saw the snippets, the preview, the trailer, whatever, and she said she didn't even know he was married. How are you supposed to be a friend for that long, since the 90s, and don't know the man is married? This woman is lying. What you think about that, Wiley?
I think that, number one, she probably didn't know in the beginning. I think she knew later on. And I believe that her story. Now, do I believe they messed around? I believe they probably messed around. But I believe that they have a friendship. And it's okay to be a woman and have a male friend. It is okay. But on the phone calls, most of those phone calls are not nasty phone calls. Like maybe one or two out of all the phone calls that came up, none of them are like discussing, none of them like phone, you know what I'm saying? They're getting in on the phone. I didn't really hear those recordings unless that's been redacted. So clearly as they have some type of friend. You know, you have different type of friend when you get on the phone. You have old friends. You get on the phone, you talk, blah, blah, blah. You really haven't met them, especially now through social media. And you got to understand he's kind of older. So being on the phone was his way of communicating back in his youth. And she's not a spring chicken herself. So to her 50. So again, I think it is what it is. I just think because how beautiful she looked, you got to be screwing and blah, 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 blah. But I don't care if he screwed her or not. I just want to know, is he a child fundeler, animal toucher? That's what I'm more so focused on. Is he's guilty of those charges he's been, charged with? That's my whole point of. And clearly, Tasha K was not prepared to have that conversation because she didn't even know his official charges.
Well, here's what I want to say about that part, Wiley, because I was sitting here laughing. You know, you always got me laughing. It's your girl from New York. Oh my God, Wiley, you're so crazy. I don't even think that Tasha K even really cares about the case at all. I think she just wanted to get the tea, Wiley. Think about it. Tasha K just be wanting the tea. She didn't care about them charging stuff because she has people doing all the legwork for her. So, like, for me, it was literally the fact that she just wanted to see what was really going on, as well as if there was some validity to whatever this woman was saying. But, like, for me, I don't think she was ill prepared. We just know Tasha. She's messy. She wants to know what's really going on behind closed doors. She wants to know what this man really about and, like, if he did something or whatever. But, like, she doesn't even really care about the charges, in my humble opinion. So that's what I wanted to say about that, because she just seemed like she wanted the tea, and it was nothing but mess for her. And wait, she also interviewed another young lady, I think this woman who gave her all of the information. So she has a whole lot of people doing, the background work on the cases and stuff. So she has multiple people doing the work. So I don't think it was like them being ill prepared with her and her team. It's just she wants the mess, in my humble opinion.
Saying that
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
That's what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because she look, if she cared that much about the case, then she would have been real prepared for it. She would have had all the details and the facts, because that's how she does it, right? Like, when she's real prepared for something, you see there's a difference. When the cases or the shows that she's really prepared for, she has all the information. Matter of fact, I was interviewed on her platform, which I think you know. She got everything lined up. She fact checked. She looked at my Instagram. She did all of those different things prior. So she knew going in that I wasn't lying. She got all the receipts or whatever. So at the end of the day, I know when she's interested about a particular subject, she's going to go all in and make sure she is prepared. That's all. Oh, and I see somebody talking about something. She wasn't prepared for that lawsuit. Tasha K didn't even care about that. She got her following off of this case with Cardi B. If we want to talk about the whole Cardi B thing, Tasha K knew what she was doing with that too. Think about that. Like, she made a whole living off of this lawsuit. Like, when people keep going back and forth about the lawsuit with Cardi B and act as if she was ill-prepared or anything, that whole thing for her was a sham. Like, that was her way of making her money. She's still on top of her game. After all that, after people, disrespected her, left her, even her sponsors, Wiley, remember, she had like that Pangea thing. She had like a whole lot of people that were, her like advertisers and things of that nature. That's how she would make her money. Funny enough, in life, just real quick, I know you're going to shut down, but in life, you have to be very careful when you put your mouth on people. That's in the Bible and everything, right, Wiley? Because at the end of the day, what happens is you don't know which way something is going to go, but you jump on one side, like not understanding, like this whole thing might be her whole plot to begin with. Like, Tasha K made a whole living off of that. So she more than likely knew what the outcome was. That's why she was moving stuff around. Nobody's going to move stuff around, fly back and forth to Africa, do everything that she was doing because they didn't know what the outcome was going to be. She made a living out of it. And for those that are saying I'm delusional or whatever, follow the footprint. Follow it. She's literally right there doing her thing, still getting all the big interviews. When people were talking bad about her, left her side, she's still on top. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so very much. They're saying that they rebuke you. They're trying to drag you in the chat.
That's fine. That's fine. But you know what's funny? I have been in situations where people have left me high and dry thinking, and these callers or these viewers that are still saying all these different things too, right? Think about your own lives. Y'all talking, I'm batshit ish and whatever else. How about y'all? Think about your own life. When you have people in your corner 1 minute and they literally sat up there and left you for nothing, right? And try to go and bash you and everything else. The next thing you do is you get back on top. Now you looking at them sideways and funny. While y'all saying that lady still owe that $4 million, guess what? She's still making her money. The Fed don't know which way her money coming from. While you said it you say it all the time. We don't know how much money this woman has. We don't know. Nobody really knows unless they do a deep dive search. But at the end of the day, that's costly for the Fed. There's a lot more crimes that are happening out there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things, a lot of different components when it comes to trying to find out about these white collar crimes and stuff, which technically this isn't really like a white collar crime either way, because Cardi could say she was hurt, this and a third, it affected her bag. But then if you look at the other side of things, Cardi B saying things and doing things to people constantly, right? And she's been in multiple situations and she's been sued multiple times as well. So if I was Tasha K, I would just keep bringing up all that other stuff. Not going against Cardi and saying that I hate her or anything like that, but let's be realistical, right? She goes to a club, she get mad, she thinks people sleeping with her man or whatever. Guess what she do? She goes starting fights and stuff, right? Throwing shoes and stuff. If I was Tasha K, I would use all of that. But apparently, I don't know who, this lawyer was. I don't know if they were even comprehensive of like the law game. You could use anything for your client in order to get out of these situations. So at the end of the day, Tasha literally is on top of her game. We're still watching her now, right? We're still watching Tasha K. We still commentating on Tasha K like 2 years later, and we still gonna watch Tasha K because she gets all the interviews. So kudos to her, because 2-3 weeks ago when she broke the Bilal story, Wiley, we were up for the whole week with that whole thing with Bilal, Brother Bilal, with Will Smith, this and a third. Everybody was talking about that. I think that was her comeback move right there. And all the other shows are definitely keeping her on top, but nobody was prepared. And then, real quick too, how about the next thing? She just interviewed Joe Smith's wife. Now, Joe Smith's wife came out and said, wow, Jada is acting crazy about, her dead husband, Tupac, right? AKA her twin, AKA her fake baby daddy, right? She was out here fucking MC Light. Oh, excuse my language. She was out here sleeping with MC Light. Oh my God, Wiley, I may have to pay that $12.99 just to watch that, because I was not prepared to hear that part of Jada's life. Because this Joe Smith lady, wife, whatever, she got a lot of tea too, and she's not afraid. She came out there and she was like, why Jada bugging? Tupac was giving it to me. It was good. When you get that good peen, okay? Like, that's why Jada's still crazy, because that dick was so good, right? So Joe Smith's wife let it be known that she was banging, Tupac at the same time as Jada, whatever, right? So Jada, you can't be claiming that dead man like that, because here's somebody else talking about some. Not only was he banging her, he was banging multiple women, right? He was for the streets, that part. So now we can't wait to hear that Jada was sleeping with MC Light, because I don't think none of us was prepared. And we stay in these messy streets. So Tasha K, if you listening, which I know you be listening, boo, thank you for keeping it going, because at the end of the day, a lot of people lost hope. A lot of people backed away. Chelsea Alana is somewhere in Miami doing whatever she's doing, pregnant with somebody's baby. You understand what I'm saying? Because she probably did something crazy to Tasha. That's why they're not, friends or whatever anymore, which Tasha hinted, a couple of different times that Alana really messed up. Yes, she did. She hinted it a few different times. Wally, I know your face is looking wild right now, but she hinted, I think, on a call with either Storm or Von Ray that Chelsea Alana ain't no good. She finally admitted it, and I think you talked about it too, Wiley. Yes, hunty. So we steady waiting. We steady waiting. And Southern Belle, go sit down, kick rocks with no shoes on. You talking about Wiley took a nap and he woke up. He been awake. He looking at the messages, Southern Belle. Disrespectful soul. Anyway, that part. I'm not pretending to be Tasha's sister either. Oh my God. I just have a love for Tasha because she, like Wiley said, right? She taught us the whole game. She got totally sued, and she's still on
because
top.
I think people understand this is Dr. Umar's ex-girlfriend. This is Tasha K interviewed Dr. Umar's ex-girlfriend. I believe you're the ex-girlfriend, or Dr. Umar wanted to marry you.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all were like intimate or anything, but this is that particular woman that Tasha K had interviewed. So you're coming back for that thing. But as of right now, you didn't pay to see the interview with Shirley Strawberry, husband, Mistress? You didn't pay to see this interview?
No, because at the end of the day, I wasn't really interested in that story. Let me tell you why your eyes. Yeah, here's why. Okay, here's why.
I thought you were a fan. I guess you're not.
So, listen, Wiley, you could be a fan, but you don't have to be jumping on everybody's bandwagon. At the end of the day, what happened with Shirley, Chisholm, Jesus Christ, not Shirley Chisholm, Shirley Strawberry, is just another sad love song, playing on these radios type joint. You know what I mean? She's an older woman. She got bamboozled. The dick was good. A lot of times people are sitting out here like getting the dick and not understanding the feelings that's going to come with it. Shirley spent a lot of money on the dick. Now she's sad, and now she had to move away because he played her to the left. And that's why we have to educate our sisters. Don't just be jump. I did a show on this on my platform yesterday, right? Don't just jump in the bed with everything that look good, because it's not always green on that side of the fence. That grass is not always greener. Sometimes you think, oh my God, he is so amazing. He want to be with me. He's, telling me all these sweet nothings. The whole time he plotting. Because remember, Shirley has been a public figure for how long? And I'll break it to you like this, because I am an activist and I am on national platforms, Wiley, which because you just told the people, where they might know me from, right? So that's how I know Dr. Umar Johnson. Matter of fact, let's go back to that part. I don't even have to bring up any other example. The woman that was sleeping with Dr. Umar Johnson brought me to meet him and was under the impression that I was going to drop my drawers for Dr. Umar Johnson, because she was a polygamist and she wanted for Dr. Umar and me to be together, because I guess he was looking for new chicks that had high profiles or were on television and radio, which I was. In the community that I was in, I was on television, radio, and in the newspaper. So a lot of times, and I could speak to this honestly, because if you do a Google search or whatever, you'll find out that information. But your people are such haters on here. I'm reading the comments that I don't care what they have to say. I could share with you, Wiley, because you're very sensible.
Okay, well, that's on that piece. I thought you was watching the Shirley Strawberry situation, but you didn't watch that particular interview on there. And yeah. But thank you for calling in, because you did offer your point of view of Tasha, and you were singing her praises for being a great wino. But again, we were just pretty much talking about Shirley Strawberry
I've seen real quick. I've seen all the commentaries. I've seen all the clips.
Okay, but you didn't watch. But I'm saying that you didn't watch.
Oh no, I didn't watch this woman. No, I watched everything else. No, I watched everything else. I listened to all the comments.
Interview of the 12. You didn't watch her interview.
I didn't want to get into her, because at the end of the day, what is she gonna bring to the table that's new? You know what I'm saying? Now, if she was, I'll put it to you like this. Now, if Tasha got the actual side piece that bought the house with him, Ernesto, right, and lived right next to Shirley, now that interview I'd pay for, that part. And I didn't get played by Dr. Umar. I played him. I never slept with the man. I never even gave the man a kiss when he's been trying for 10 years. So y'all, please get your facts right. Okay. Y'all are so ignorant.
Right.
So thank you, Wiley.
Right. Thank you, ma'am, for coming on. This was Dr. Umar, ex-girlfriend, live on the show.
Bye.
All right. Wow. I was not expecting that phone call to go the way that it did, you guys, but welcome. Okay. Well, we're going to open up the phone line so anybody else can call in. Thank you, ma'am, for that way. Wow. Wasn't expecting that at all, for that to happen. But give me a second before we open up the phone lines again, because everybody has to breathe. Like, oh my gosh, y'all have a lot of stuff to say. I wasn't expecting it to go the way it did, but y'all have a lot of stuff to say. Okay. Anybody else want to call in? The number is 972-674. All right. 9462. Anybody else? You want to call in? That is the number. Okay. 972-674. 9462. All right. That's the number. All right. Hello. On air. Hey. All right. Can you go ahead?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Child, so these people just be calling in and saying anything. She wasn't even on topic. She just called to call.
Yes, because I don't think she watched the interview, because she said she didn't watch the interview. So
that was the topic though.
Right.
So
she didn't watch
her purpose.
She didn't watch the interview. I thought she did, but when she talked, she said, "Oh no, I didn't watch the interview. I wasn't gonna."
She just got on the phone saying a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Talking about what did she say? Talking about talking about we're banking on Tasha K's downfall. Ma'am, what are you talking about? Nobody told this woman to harass Cardi B for years and slander her name and lie on her and use the cease and desist letter as toilet paper. No one told her to do that. So why are you comparing her actions to something from the Bible? That's not in the Bible, ma'am.
Facts.
Like, are you okay? What are you talking about? And Tasha K is not a Christian. Storm admitted that on his channel. So, like, you bringing up the Bible and stuff, what? Then come to find out after the 20-minute long phone call conversation, you didn't even watch the interview that this live is about. We're discussing Shirley Strawberry and Nasty Nesto and stripper Sonya. And you don't know anything about it. She talked about live launch for all the commentary. Did you watch the Tasha K interview? You did not.
That's the piece. Did you watch the Tasha K interview?
Comment, anything. Then she getting into it with people in the chat. Well, I mean, because we were confused as to why you were calling, not talking about the topic.
Right. Because I think clearly a lot of people on this particular show, they're not going to pay the $12.99. What they're going to do is subscribe to the Wiley Show because they know we're going to review it. And we were fine with that arrangement with Tasha because, again, when she called me a couple of years ago and said, hey, we want to put you on the app for free, allow you to have a free subscription to review it. And so, but then she got mad when we exposed her trying to label Storm a child toucher. So I was like, okay. But then people got on in the DM and they said, hey, Wiley, well, I rarely use that account. Just use mine and watch it and review it. Because I prefer to watch your reviews than to watch her interview. So I said, okay, cool. I can sit and watch it and we can review it. I don't review every interview, but I will review this one. Like the Sydney Star, I'm not going to review that because I'm not interested in Sydney Star. Neither as I'm interested in T.S. Madison. I'm not interested in that. But what I'm interested in is like the Shirley Strawberry because of the Chronicle Speaks. And let's be clear. My members, we actually talked about Shirley Strawberry and Steve Harvey on the radio show. We talked about them on members only on Zoom when they did the whole radio show when he brought Shirley on to respond to those allegations. And that was my first early regular show on a Monday or Tuesday, whatever day they went to talk about that. We was on Zoom and we were listening to that. And I had an iHeart account. And we had a whole conversation, and that's when I knew, okay. And the audience called in, brand new people called in that I've never heard before. They called in on this subject. So obviously, Steve does have a thing, and those people, those are the 45 and that demographic, 40 and up, is the fan of Steve Harvey. And baby, they will call in about Shirley Strawberry saying she needs to be fired, and they literally came up and said, okay, no, she got renewed of a contract for a couple of $1 million. So I said, okay, cool. But that didn't stop us from talking about it. When it comes to her husband, what her husband did, I hope women understand, whoever you marry is a representation of you. You cannot, sure. If your husband doing some F stuff, that F stuff going to sprinkle on you. That
falls back on you. So that's just like if you marry a man who has kids and y'all get married and he falls behind in child support, they're going to start garnishing your wages.
Yeah, so let's make that all the way a stack. So that's why I think that Shirley Strawberry is getting exposed, because people are saying, because people were saying that Shirley saying that he was violating these children and she kept it a secret. Then it was it was pretty much saying that she kept his secrets undercover, and now it's being exposed, and now she's trying to distance herself. But he never said that she did that though.
Nesto trying to get her roped into this further, because remember on the interview last night he was like, oh well, I don't want y'all to think Shirley ain't know what was going on. Shirley a grown woman, she knew who I was. Oh, for real? Well,
yeah, that's how that goes. But I'm glad that we were able to have this conversation, Because again, I know the 200 some people, they didn't pay the $12.99. So make sure y'all get to Wiley Show, get $3.88 for this being free of the breakdown. Because again, I think a lot of people don't like to pay the $12.99 because they know we only gonna get one juicy interview, then the rest of it gonna be BS. So that's how that goes. And then most of the interviews, 100% of those interviews have been on YouTube. But now Tasha K said, "Oh, it's not gonna be on YouTube anymore. It's gonna be on the app." But she always say this. She always said it's gonna be exclusively on the app. We're not gonna put it on YouTube. And then all of the interviews is on YouTube. Every single one of the interviews that she did on the app is all on YouTube. When she got a dry spell on content on YouTube, she puts it on her dry spell on YouTube. She drags them interviews and put it on YouTube. She just admitted it's difficult to keep up, and it's very expensive to keep it up. And then she wanted Charleston White. He wanted about 15 grand. And she said, I think that she would have paid Charleston if he would have took a free flight and a $500 stipend. Or just a free flight and a hotel room. But no, baby, he wanted about 15 grand. A
spirit flight and a bucket of chicken.
Yeah. So she got pissed at Charles because she said, this is my price. Everybody else is paying it, you pay it. And so now she's admitting now, oh, I'm paying for the flight, I'm paying for the hotels, blah, blah, blah. And you giving them some money on the side. Because in order to compete with DJ Vlad and others, you got to pay. She can get Boosie on the show. But are you going to give Boosie that check and split the revenue with Boosie? No. You're not going to do it. So you won't get Boosie.
She's so shady, though.
I think she's very shady, and she's trying to, and other YouTubers looking at, oh, I can't wait. I said a lot of YouTubers, like, when you're talking about interviewing people, it's only getting worse and worse and worse. Once people start paying celebrities, you work in the industry. Once word get out that these bloggers going to pay for the tea or BST, guess what? You're going to charge.
Facts.
Because you ain't really making money in the industry like that. So it's easy money just to sit at home and or get flued out, get a hotel just to talk. You ain't got to perform, worry about selling tickets. It's a guaranteed income. You sit out, and the more tea you drop, the more you get booked. Look at Boosie.
So Wiley, we talking in the chat about whether Shirley knew or not. Do you think she knew? And
of course,
if so,
I
how
think
much
that Shirley
she
knew. She's 60-some years old.
I feel like she knew too.
I don't think she wanted to. Who cares? Like, he making me feel good. I got a man at home. I can cuddle with. He's attractive. I'm on a successful show. Oh my gosh, he's sprinkling his lies in my ear. I'm literally going to death, but I don't care. I'm feeling good at night. And now that it just went and blew up all in her face, she was crying. She was embarrassed. This is an old school lady, never been in controversy. Since I can remember, she never been in controversy. So she always shields Steve from controversy when he started talking about drama, and she was shielded and be there for Steve. But she never was the topic of a hot topic. So now she had to deal with it, and she was embarrassed. People think people is used to it because we publicly, but everybody's not used to it. A normal person, for the type of dragging and trolls that I get, they ain't gonna be able to handle it. But can you imagine if you're you're connected to, if I'm connected to Steve Harvey and it's a big fallout, I'm big man. Do you imagine the many trolls that's gonna come?
Bro, and then not even that, she on tape talking bad about this man and his wife.
Yeah, and that's the embarrassing part.
Bars.
Because that's the embarrassing part. Even though we have all talked about our bosses, pardon me, none of that have been leaked.
I don't know jail call
on a major YouTube channels when it has multiple channels talk about it. That's an embarrassing part of it. Now, do I believe that his wife said it? Yes, I believe she's a diva. And do I believe Steve was out of breath? Absolutely. I believe the man was out of breath. He's up in age too. But I don't think she was just sharing it being shady. She's talking to her husband. If you can't talk to your boss, to your husband, then who the hell can you talk to?
It's not that she shared her feelings about her boss to her husband. It's that it was shared on a jail call, which is public.
But I'm glad that you was able to call in. But again, if people in the chat, y'all excuse the noise back there because these kids. I think that for people that say, "Oh, it's $12.99," she need to make it free. No, what if you got people that want to pay $12.99, they're gonna pay the $12.99. Period. And she believes in her product. It's good enough for a paid subscription. But I just think it's challenging to stay on the app long term because it's not enough content for a paid model. Now, what she could do is just pay for just to see this interview, just a flat out fee, just to pay per interview. It needs to be that option because everybody don't, because like say for instance, okay, we're gonna put it on there. You're gonna watch this interview, it's $4.99. You understand what I'm saying? You can pay it $4.99, you can watch it. Because again, when you pay a 4-month subscription, okay, you may not want to stay for half of the BS that's on there because half of it is BS. Yes, she have her hot moments, but she's not hot for the next 30 days, for the next 60 days, the next 90 days to have a full schedule for content. She don't have enough inventory for that because if she did, there wouldn't be no need to put it on YouTube. It would stay on the app. She have to use that content on the app to keep her YouTube channel alive.
Yeah. Or she could do like for Apple Music, don't y'all have the option to buy singles instead of the whole album?
Absolutely, you do have the option to buy singles instead of the full album. Facts. And
yeah,
that's what I think that she needs to do. Yeah, she
might want to look into that because nobody is about to pay $13 a month for what a few Z-list celebrity interviews and a couple Nigerian shows.
I just think like $5 instead of paying for all the BS, it will be good because I'm gonna review it because it's a good investment to. And then again, I ain't gotta pay for it because other people say I want you to review it, so I'll pay for the subscription and you just review it. So I said, okay, cool, let me review this. Okay. And so, and let's have this conversation. And so I will review it. Why not on the weekend? Like, you can say what you want to say about Tasha, but if you review her content, you can make money too. If you do it right. And we're not the only ones that are doing it. Other bigger YouTubers now are covering Tasha K content. So why would I stop? So they're not paying the money like that. They're paying it because somebody else give them access, and there's other channels out there that is streaming her content very fast, and she don't have the staff or the type of legal machine like if you try to stream Netflix, it can be taken out immediately because whatever how you have it set up and registered, it's like they go through the copyright system. It's really, you know how that goes. It's like a whole process. So that's why when you stream it, it automatically get detected and it gets taken down.
Right.
Her app is not like that. You can stream it. Now, by the time she try to flag it, it's already out there. And you can either screen record it and download it. Some people know how to download it and just sell it in an email list. You can do that too. And then she will have to sue. She can't do it because she's not the owner. The true owner will have to sue to get it back. But then how you going to try to sue and all that type of stuff? And then you try to get the FBI involved. Do you really think they're going to get involved with something that you haven't even done your due diligence to copyright it?
You still owe the IRS.
Right. So are you really want the FBI in your business? They might be investigating one thing and then you might get some charges. Like because all movies have to go through a legal process. Make sure it's copyrighted, vetted. So if you use that, then you can be charged. But they went through due diligence to make sure if you do it, they can go after you. But Tasha K ain't doing that. You can just really just stream it. Yeah, she can threaten you all day long, but if you stream it on Zoom, that's not connected to YouTube. That's a whole nother entity. And by the time you go through Zoom, it's down, and they can just create another Zoom account.
I feel like at this point, being that she's still active on YouTube, but she still has this app that she wants to be successful. She needs to figure out a formula for YouTube, just for YouTube content, and she needs to figure out a formula for her app that's just app content and it's only available on her app.
I agree,
and
but that
don't
only
need to be promoting it on YouTube because we don't care.
Right, she's going to have to build stuff for the app because she don't have enough it's a tainted thing because you're talking about hot topics, and hot topics is only hot within the first 2 days. They don't care.
Literally, and we're not about to pay $12.99 for some hot topics that everybody else is talking
We already
about.
talked about it. So in order for that
Right.
app to be
For free.
different, she's gonna have to bring brand new shows. She got to create new stars on her channel or on that app. Well, okay, we could watch Wiley Unfiltered, something different, him eating a potato or banana, something different outside of YouTube, but this is exclusive for.
It literally has to be exclusive. You don't need to promote it and do, you know, a 31-minute teaser on YouTube and then cut it off.
Right.
You know, right.
So So that's what she's gonna have to do, like a sitcom and exclusive, like a sitcom. My child is a child soldier, and you know, something like that. It's gonna have to be something where I only can go to the app for that.
This boy's life in Nigeria.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. My husband on the DL, he refused my coochie part 1. Something like that.
True life. I left my money at an African bank.
Yes. So just having that type of stuff to do it in order for the people to be like, okay, I got the YouTube version of Tasha, and then I got Tasha K app, Tasha K Live. And maybe she need to change the name of it, because when you say Tasha K Live, they're expected to see Tasha K Live. So maybe if she change it into something where maybe Zeus or maybe Dashiki or something where it's not Tasha K, but it's a name where you could go there. Oh, Fufu, oh, Jello Rice.
The Dashiki Network.
Yeah, something, right. Something that we could go there, the Congo, something that ain't got Tasha K name on it, because she's not that famous just to put her name on it, you know?
Yeah, her name is tainted at this point. But you know what? She should take advantage of that and go by Latasha Kibi. Because, I mean, you need to distance yourself from Tasha K at this point.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Madame Latasha Kibi.
Yeah, so that's the thing about that. But we're gonna cover it because it's entertaining. Just like it's another interview that she had with the whole thing about Jada and all of that. But that's a piece of it, and she say the juicy stuff because these are unknown people. So what she do, and it's smart, talk about the most famous person so you can flood that, and you ain't gonna give a damn about this woman because she's an unknown talent. And then again, to really make that app get about $80 million a month, she need A-list stars or create.
Very exactly. You know what, Wiley? And I think I told this to Nate and Aaliyah TV. I said the moment that lawsuit went through the court with Cardi B, the moment she filed that lawsuit, I would have called a videography team and I would have put together a documentary. Hello, my name is Latasha Kibi, and I got sued for $4.4 million.
And I think with the documentary, it will be good because you have to have people that's on Cardi's side for it to be good. It can't just be a one-sided documentary. It needs to be people that's on Cardi B's side, on Tasha's side, get a lawyer, get Megan Cuniff, get the Wileys to make it juicy. But allow them to be them, then it will be great. And it will be great. And then people say Tasha K is running a podcast world. Well, if you look at the numbers, she's not. Other channels are doing way bigger numbers than her. Even Lovely T. And we can just use her. We can just stay in this box. And we can add Jason in this box too. Let's add Jason too. He's doing way better than Tasha K. And he's in less controversy. It's like Jason Lee is kind of shield. Hollywood Unlocked is kind of shield from Jason Mess. Because if you look at he's
going to be super shield. Jason Lee and his brand is going to be super shield if he wins the seat that he's running for.
Right. So he doing way bigger numbers than Tasha K. And she's in all the drama and she's getting half of the viewership. Right. And Jason getting them in the millions. And I think what Jason Lee have done, he built the Jason brand separate from the Hollywood Unlocked.
From the Hollywood Unlocked. Yeah, that's hot. Mm-hmm.
And so Jason himself, the public persona, you might think is shady, evil, but privately, he's a smart-ass businessman. keep it on.
I feel like he's gonna come out with some sort of I don't know, like sit down type of interview when it gets close to the race for his seat.
Yeah, and then
he's gonna be like super serious and professional.
For speaking about the race that he did, I saw that he did the whole thing with he used his history as an organizer, as a labor union organizer, and he did a whole thing because his history. He come from the labor union, but he kind of lied and said we didn't even know they were doing it, bruh. That's playing. You knew when a protest is happening. You showed up. Use your influence. It's smart. That's damn smart. And you're using your influence, taking the side of the union, because if you get the union to endorse you, that's good. And money, that's a good endorsement, especially if you get the unions to endorse you, especially he's running as a progressive Democrat. You can tell he's running as a progressive. So you need the union. The unions are very powerful in the Democratic Party. That's why Republicans 100%. Destroy the unions, because that's the Democrat, that's their bread and butter. So you brought up a good point about it.
I also think because Jason is not married and because he does not have any children, I think he strategically said, oh, I moved back home. I moved in with my sister and her kids. I'm with my family. I think that was brilliant.
It is brilliant because it's like,
it's appealing to family.
Careful with his kids. Oh, it's
exactly.
Really good. So Miss Wormsley,
I'm sure they're gonna have photos of him putting the kids on the school bus or walking the kids to school or something like that. Yeah,
he's gonna use his nieces as props. Of course, he's gonna use them as props. Yeah. He's
Teresa said she personally doesn't care for Jason Lee after he said that the queen was dead. Well, Teresa, to be fair, we don't know when that lady died for real. We know when it was publicly announced that she passed, but I was not there. I'm not in the family. I can't say when that woman died or why the royal family would withhold something like that from the public.
There's many different ways. So
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So that's
just like if you know what I'm saying? If our leader of our country passed, I don't expect them to tell us right away. For what? That's crazy. No, y'all have to think about
the story. Yes.
For real.
Yes. So that's it. So that's just how that goes on to that. But thank you, proud of me for coming on. I'm glad we were able to talk about this Tasha K thing on a Saturday, because usually on the weekends it's dry. Because the Diddy stuff is kind of drying up until the bodyguards start talking outside of the crust. And the newer bodyguards that was named in the complaint. And so they start doing interviews, then that's going to heat up again.
Oh, yeah. I already know something is brewing.
Yeah, so that's how to go. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Wiley. Bye.
Bye. Okay, y'all. Did y'all enjoy this interview? Somebody else had called in, but you called in private. So if you want to call in again, call in again. We do take private callers. Moderators, if y'all can post that number one more time in the chat here. I'll post it on the screen so you all can have it as well. That is 972-674-9462, 972-674-9462, 972-674, 9462, 972-674, 9462. If anybody want to call in and give their opinion, you can. All right. I just want to make sure that everybody was able to call in tonight. Okay. Thank you all for that. All right. So we'll be back live tomorrow. And we could also go back live today. I don't know, but it all depends on if I got stuff to talk about. Okay. All right. So let's just make that all the way a stat for that. But we thank you all for your amazing support today. Thank you for those that have donated today. Even those that have did something on yesterday. I greatly appreciate that. That was fun. Thank you all so very much. If I miss a subject, all you got to do is hit me up in the DM and say, Wiley, you got to talk about this subject, and then we can talk about it. But yes, okay. If I mess up a subject, say, hey, Wiley, you didn't talk about this subject, let me know. They said Prada need to be your co-host. Okay. We can do a two-man and a lady. A royal family will want to grieve in public like that. It makes sense that they waited to announce if true. Yeah, we shall see. And of course, we don't have answers to that, because that's like a whole nother thing as well. Okay. But I see y'all in here, and I got to cover some more Tasha K stuff, and it's a couple of more subjects that we got to cover as well. And then we will be covering the debate. I think Trump will be a part of that debate. Then we got the Iowa caucus. We're going to be covering that as well. We have fully committed of covering that. In 2024, we also will be covering all the pay-per-view events of WWE. We're going to do it right here on the Wiley Show channel. We're going to be covering every major wrestling event, starting with Royal Rumble. Immediate following Royal Rumble on Peacock, we will cover it if it's on Peacock, because I'm hearing they renegotiating the deal. And also, we'll be covering WrestleMania live. After WrestleMania airs, we'll be covering that, and it will be the Wiley style, okay? We will have Don come on, offering his expertise in wrestling as well, and that will be an add-on to what we already cover on the WWE wrestling. So, okay, that's the add-on to what we're doing. Sometimes we'll cover WWE Raw. Sometimes we'll cover WWE SmackDown, but my main goal for right now, we're going to be covering the pay-per-views of WWE. So something that I watch, because I said, what can I cover in 2024 that I already watch a lot? And I watch a lot of wrestling. So I was like, okay, so the chat will look different on those episodes because we will be targeting wrestling fans. So the chat will be totally different, and it will be a live show. And then we'll open up the phone lines and let wrestlers or wrestling fans call in. It will look quite different. So it will take us time to build up that infrastructure. So I believe in the next 6 months in 2024, we expecting to have a good sizable fan base with wrestling fans. So we'll be covering that. I will not be doing any, I'm not going to say any AEW stuff because it may be interesting. AEW material may be hot for me to watch. But right now, what I do watch a lot is I watch a lot of WWE content. So we'll be talking about that, okay? And we also will have the phone lines opening up the different segments that you agree with the call, the match, etc. So I've been thinking about this for a lot, and I've been thinking about WWE. I've been thinking about NXT. I've been thinking about this forever. And I said, wait, I really want to create this and talk about, I said, well, I don't want to invest in another channel. Why not do it on the Wiley Show so they get the political videos, the celebrity gossip videos, and the wrestling news commentary? It's no different if I do celebrity gossip and do reality shows. And this is technically a reality show, but it's a predetermined, but it is real. So we'll be covering that as well. So, okay. So we'll be in Vegas in April. Me and Couture Bay, and also we added on Katie Talk 101 will be there as well. And that's going to be in April. So we got a couple of more months and that will be in April. That's the last weekend. That's April 26, 27, 28. Again, you guys go to the hotel. We don't have that many people that's going to come from out of town, like hundreds of people. So and it's no use to be trying to get a promo code or something like that. Not that many people are going to come. I don't think. So again, but we'll be at the Palace Station Hotel. You don't have to be there, but if you want to go there, and I picked that particular hotel because I know I got a lot of people that live in Vegas that's going to come, and they have cars, and they're not going to want to pay for parking. There you go. And I don't want them to pay for parking. Like, come there and go to the casino and drink and then go home. Okay. And I know they're not going to go and book no room. Then some may. And then if you don't want to stay there, you can stay on the Strip. You can stay in whatever. And then we just say, hey, we at this club or we at this restaurant. You just meet us there. I'm just letting you know I'm just there. So the people in Vegas will know that I'm there so they can come and get their pictures and talk to us and have a good old time. And then on the Strip is like 5 minutes away. So it's not expensive to take a cab. You can take a cab. You don't have to take an Uber. Cabs are cheaper than an Uber. Okay, and the Strip is like literally 5 minutes away. Then the club, the karaoke bar, is about 5 minutes away from the hotel, because that's where we went. And then the dispensary, the largest dispensary in Vegas, that's about 5-6 minutes away. So we'll do that again. That's like a tradition where we go there first and go to the dispensary, and I get my edibles and stuff. Okay. Well, if you want to become a member, become a member. We will try to squeeze in a members only tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure, but we will try to squeeze in a members only. That will be our first one in December. But if we do have one, we'll let y'all know to have members only. But yes. Or we could do one right now. All right, I got to eat my chicken, but we could do one tonight. It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all. Okay, because like some people say they can't do it on Sundays. So again, I'm gonna have to start expanding upon my members only to get y'all to call in and stuff. Because y'all to say, I don't want to do it on Sunday. What? I didn't know that Tabitha Brown was gonna be there in Jackson, Mississippi. And it's sold. I don't want to see her. Okay, we're going to the Sugar Factory. I was like, okay, yes. All right, I didn't know that. They said we need on other days. Okay, just Sunday, yes. Y'all have really feel that. But I got to finish my schoolwork, so I don't think I'm going to do it today. All right, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then, she got an event in February, but it's sold out, y'all. I want to see her. All right, so we will see y'all later. Thank you all so very much. She'll be in Dallas in February. No, she's going to be in Jackson, Mississippi, unless what? She going to be in Dallas in February? I saw the Jackson, Mississippi one. I saw the Jackson, Mississippi one. Oh, yeah, she's going to be in February 9th. And she's going to be in Chicago February 8th. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, it's a book signing. It's a book signing. Oh, it's a celebration. Okay. Okay. All right. And all right, I didn't know that. Because she got a new book. I did a new thing. Okay, girl. I'm happy for you, sis. Thank you all so very much. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.